What is up, guys? Welcome back. Evan Aldo here. Hope you guys are doing well today. So, Saturday night, I didn't even see anything from the Quit Crypto Summit other than Trump saying he doesn't know what's going to happen with price or whether or not you should ever sell. The man speaks his mind, as we kind of already know. That was pretty funny, but anyway, so when we look at the chart right now, I mean, the update I want to give you guys ultimately is that, I mean, maybe I'm really smoking the hopium, and I've kind of been smoking the hopium all the way down here, to be kind of honest with you guys, unfortunately. However, if you know how to trade well and you use good risk management, good risk reward ratios, and all that, you can still be plenty profitable, even when you don't know what's going to happen, which we never know exactly what's going to happen. That's the main idea of Mark Douglas's book, Trading in the Zone, which I highly recommend if you're trying to trade. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, what am I doing right now? I have a long position in, about a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. I have a short position in, 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It's on different stuff. It's ETH and Bitcoin, but one of those wins, I'll be profitable. That's how it works. Ultimately, you look at this, trigger waves, it is the weekend. I think it's looking a little bit better, especially on ETH, because you're kind of hitting more of a major point on ETH than Bitcoin right now. But 86, it's not a terrible point. And, it's not, I know so a lot of people have been uncertain about the market, but I mean, trigger wave form right here, the weekly, your money flow is not too good. Could have already played out. Your 3-week, bear div. However, that could have already played out. You came down to 30% that we normally get in the beginning of post-halving years. So that's ultimately what I'm looking at. Now, does it have to go down? Could it go down to 74? Could it go down to 72? Absolutely. But when do I get fearful? When do I really throw in the towel? Probably losing 70K for a while and coming back to these points. That's when I really throw in the towel. And your daily doesn't look too good, and your 2 days kind of would be worse. I mean, you got VWAP coming down, but you were below zero. Yeah, but 2 days not too good. But ultimately, when you look at this a little bit more, let's move on to ETH. I mean, Bitcoin, your guess is as good as mine, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know where it's going to happen right now, but I think there's a strong case to be made of holding, 75 or whatever. ETH is looking a little bit better than Bitcoin, I would argue. Little trigger wave, right there. Money flow starting to come up a bit. It's looking decent. Your money flow's not the best on the 2-day, but I got the bull div. I mean, sure, can you go down to 1600, 1700? Absolutely. But I mean, looking at this right here, that wave is forming similar to over there, similar to over here. I mean, I feel like you're kind of approaching somewhat of a bottom, even if you do go down to that 1700, that 1600. It'd be a nice full reset if you went down to 1600. I kind of think you're going to bounce here. I don't know. I kind of think the odds are a little bit more on our side than not for some reason right here. Dixie's interesting. This looks like it's going to have a little bit of a reversal. With kind of some of the yellow X's and some of these lower time frames really came down, maybe a little jump up, but I still think the Dixie's generally going to go back down to these lows that we saw in September 24, and that should be more than enough to bring Bitcoin up to a new all-time high at some point in this year. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. I mean, ETH versus Bitcoin, tough to say, but I do think you may see that bottom soon. If we do go down to this point, that's going to be depressing, but you may see that bottom relatively soon. It still looks a little bit worrisome, a little bit ugly here and there. And I mean, a lot of stuff in general, you're hitting kind of that point on AVAX. It's hitting major points. And I mean, NASDAQ too. Thing that I was showing you guys, February and March of 21, bottomed out around the same time here, March of 21. Previous post-halving year, previous post-election year, 11%. Where are we down right now? Almost 11%, about 11% give or take. Pretty big point. Bitcoin generally does follow the NASDAQ. Does this bottom out with Bitcoin going lower? I guess it's possible, but probably not. But however, this can go lower, sure. But that's what I'm looking at. So ultimately, you know, what do you do right here? How do you trade this? What do you do? Well, you could do one long. In this, I shouldn't be telling you guys this. A little bit top secret information. That's a potential long setup right there. You could probably squeeze this out into a 2-to-1. I would probably, yeah, if you want to do a 2-to-1, right below that spiral line, that could work. Trying to bet that way. And then, I mean, that's a 2-to-1. What else could you do? You could short, try to short down. You could also get a 2-to-1 with some good leeway right there. Some good leeway if we bounce around. If one of those trades wins, you'll be profitable. Now, you know, what happens if we do this? Stop you out, then go down. I mean, yeah, it does happen. You could be screwed, yes. Unfortunately, both trades would be annihilated in that case. However, it's more likely than not one of these would win. So, you know, that's kind of that's one technique right there. You could also look at Bitcoin and other things, other coins, you know, for potential setups. I was looking at Chainlink. We were on Paul Barron. I was looking at it. I mean, there's a lot of potential. You know, that's kind of my estimate. You could come into the summer, maybe get a summer lull, and then end a year, do pretty well. That's what I think for a lot of these markets right here. That's ultimately what I think. I know people are going to be mad. It's not a black and white, you know, is it going up, is it going down? It's in between right now. It's not the easiest thing to say, but I wanted to still give you guys an update. But I think a great reset really is if you're coming down to 1600 for ETH or, God forbid, lower, that's the real kind of reset. If you guys want to make some of these trades that I just pointed out, BYDFI down below, no KYC, no VPN, 10% off your fees for life with my link in addition to this 15% bonus cashback. Similar thing on BloFin, 10% cashback on your fees for life. More details on these are down below in the Discord. Also, if you want to get a ticket to Bitcoin 2025 Las Vegas, the link is in the description below, 10% off my link. If you sign up to any of these things, deposit at least $100 in the exchanges or buy a ticket here, open a support ticket with your email or UID that you used in Discord. I'll give you one free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. Excellent resource. You could ask all of us questions. We got Nightshade in there, got K-Mac in there, myself. A lot of really good, profitable, incredible traders in there. And I'm not exaggerating. Nightshade's been on an absolute tear. So K-Mac's been doing well as well. So check it out if you guys are interested. Links down below. Smash the like button. Goodbye.